Hello and welcome to News Review on Unilag TV. I am Adeola Adegoke. Is raw intelligence enough to succeed in our universities? Or is mentorship the real game changer? In a system where many students are left to navigate their academic journey alone, two Unilag graduates, Samuel Badekale and Damilare Adebakin, defied the odds and achieved a perfect 5.0 CGPA. Was it just their brilliance, or did the right guidance make the difference? Tonight, we sit down with Dr. Onyekachi Iroanya, the lecturer who mentored these exceptional students to uncover the power of mentorship in academic success. Dr. Onyekachi, welcome to News Review.
Thank you.
Yes. So, you recently had an interview with the Punch newspaper, and you claimed to have mentored amongst others two students from your department that graduated with a perfect CGPA of 5.0. And I'm speaking of Samuel Badekale and Damilare Adebakin. Talk to us about that. Oh, you're okay.
Okay.
I think you need to catch your breath on that because it's quite an achievement.
Yes. Actually, the achievement was not just us.
Okay.
I think the whole system.
Let me cut you a bit. Us in what sense? The us you're mentioning.
Us, okay, just the students and their course advisor.
Okay.
But I think we got where we are now because of the system. I want to use this opportunity to thank the Vice Chancellor for making it possible and for us to achieve this. Because of the policies, the things they've put in place, renovation of laboratories, classrooms. So all those things actually helped. The lecturers, everybody. It's just we in Unilag, everyone here. We are the ones that made it possible.
Wow, that's great. That's quite an achievement. And I like the part that you said all of us in Unilag, we made it possible.
Yes.
And that's a big congratulations to us all. Now, let's talk concerning this. In a system where students often struggle to find guidance, how did you consciously create a mentorship structure that helped these students thrive?
Okay, what I did was from their first year, I put them in clusters.
Okay.
Thank God for social media, and so we had WhatsApp group.
Okay.
So I put them in 5 clusters. So every day, and I'm the 6th person
in each cluster.
In each of the cluster.
Okay.
So every day, one person must go through everything that was taught. So you just have to read. So what I do is I just look at what they have done to make sure everybody participated. So I don't really have to be there. They study between 7 to 8, some people 7 to 8. You can go beyond that, but that's the minimum you can do. So it helped them to read, because that Mr. A has taught or gone through what was done for the previous day doesn't mean you don't have to ask questions. You have to ask questions. And you have to make your own contribution. So I think that helped them, to read together. Everybody was, and it was not a competition. I think that's the main thing that got us to where we are. It was not a competition. Everybody worked hard. If not for the support the other students gave them, they wouldn't have made that 5.0.
That's true.
Yes. So we all worked hard. And I really thank our head of departments, because anytime I requested for the key to one of our labs for them to use for their tutorials and study, they always obliged.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
so
great.
That was what. So at that early stage, and you have to be truthful, you have to tell them how it is. Don't tell them what you think they should hear. Let them know the truth, because somehow they'll find out. And once they find out that you've ever lied to them, they now take every other thing you say
As a lie.
not just with a pinch of salt, but with a bag of salt. So it will take time to build that thing that just one silly mistake has. So I always told them the truth, and I told them the implications of their actions and inactions. Because I learned that the things you regret in life, most times are not actually the things you did, but the things you had the opportunity to do that you failed to do.
Wow.
So that's one of the things. So from that early, and you have to have a listening ear. You have to, because at that, first year, some of them have not left their homes before. It's their first time of coming out, of being independent. So you just have to dot over them, listen to them. They come from different backgrounds, different everything. So you just have to be patient and put yourself in their shoes. So I think that's one of the things that actually helped us to get to where we are. Yeah.
Now, let me ask this. Many students, they feel abandoned in their academic journey. And from your experience, how much of a student's success is due to personal effort? And how much is influenced by mentorship?
Will I say students' effort 60, or would I say 70? The other should be mentorship, not just from the course advisor, but from even the set ahead of them. Okay? People ahead of them.
So you're saying not only should mentorship come from the course advisor or lecturers, it could also come from people who are ahead of them.
Yes. Those that are ahead of them, you have to learn from their mistakes. You have to be truthful. Tell them the mistakes you've made and let them learn from that also, so that they won't make that same mistake. Because the problem we have is that people don't say the truth. They just try to cover it up, okay? When you let them know, it's not like what students will say, they gave me a D. I made an A. When it is good, it is you. When it is bad, it is they. And that resentment, because it shows you're feeling you were not properly treated. You're not even seeing what you have done or what you have not done.
Or what you could have done.
Yes. Or what you can even do to make it better. Like to make it this, like one of the students in first year, he made 2.82.
Okay.
And he decided, okay, we call him the dreamer boy in my class.
Okay.
And he made a 4.5 something. He made a first class.
Wow.
Yes, he graduated with a first class.
That's amazing.
So when such things happen, mentorship, you tell them it's not the end of the world. You've made the mistake, learn from it. Not mark it. Because it will be a bad thing that every time you get to this point, you fail. You're always tripping at the same place. Then you have not learned anything. So the mentorship it's from everybody, parents, everybody. We all have to do it. So I got a lot of support from my department.
Okay.
Yes, I got a lot of support from my department and even from other lecturers. Because anytime there was a problem, like a student comes and complains about a lab result, or the person is sick, or didn't do something, or did something inappropriate, and they come to me, and I go to the lecturers to, explain. Because sometimes the students might not get the opportunity to explain what actually happened. So I go to them. They also always give that listening ear, and things are done appropriately.
Yeah. That's very good. And so, you gave an interview to Punch newspaper, and then during that interview, you mentioned that you mentored over 100 students, yet only two graduated with a 5.0 CGPA. Now, what separated these two from the rest? Was it just purely hard work, or did they approach learning differently? What did they do from the others?
Okay, I think, will I say they approached it differently? It's this issue of 5.0 is not something you can just start from anywhere. It has to start from the beginning. From the time they came in, everything, like I always tell people, our parents all give us advice.
Yes.
We will not say we follow everything they've ever said.
That's true.
Okay, so they were the ones that understood and realized, let's see if it's possible. Okay, and it was not easy. And why this is exceptional is they started from first year. In first year, they do physics, maths, chemistry, statistics, GST, biology, everything.
Yeah, they did all general subjects.
Yes, from everywhere. Okay, so you might be good in the physical sciences and might not be very good in the biological sciences. But because of that tutorial, because of the reading together, they were able to pick from other people's brain, and it worked out for them. Now, we have 14 people that had a first class. The two best graduating male was from my class, and the best graduating female was also from my class.
Wow.
Yes. Then we had, was it 48 or 49 students on 2.1?
Wow.
Then 32 or 33 or so on 2.2. So more than half of those that actually graduated
with?
They had 2.1 and above. So then there were only two people on third class. And most of these other people, it's not as if they failed, but some of them did not do one course or the other. Some of them came from Idiaraba and maybe GSC or something, so it's being rectified. There is one that he's a year before, and he didn't do
some courses.
Yeah, he didn't do industrial attachment, and industrial attachment is a second semester course that runs into first semester. So that's the issue with some of them. Then some of them had issues of rectify. So the class actually did very well. Yes. So it's not just the two of them, the class did well. Yes, the class did.
You rather suggest it's a collaborative effort.
Yes, like I've always said, it's a collaborative effort. It's just everybody. Everybody.
Wow, that's great. Now, looking at the broader picture, what structural changes do you think universities need to implement to ensure mentorship isn't just left to individual effort, but is institutionalized?
Well, the university is doing the best they can. They are, because they provide what they can provide. So, most of these things need finance.
Okay.
Sometimes you have indigent students. Sometimes you have students that will come up to you and they'll tell you they've not eaten.
Very well.
How far can the university go with that? And it takes so much courage, and will I say there's no more pride for someone to come to tell you, I am hungry, I've not eaten.
Yeah.
There was a student came and said he wanted to defer
the admission?
Yeah. Wow. He wanted to stop, because he couldn't pay the fees. Not just one, not just two. So I had to rally around and pay the fees.
That's great.
You know, so and when you do such things, you see, it's a ripple effect. I think I got that close to the students, and they had that trust and actually wanted to make me proud, because I have always told them, you're my retirement plan. Once you graduate, I'll retire because, oh, I'm just fine, you know. And because when you help others, they tell their mates, oh, she paid my fees for me. I give their students in my class, I give stipend every month.
Wow.
Most times I come with food, cook big, and I'll just bring, and so they eat. You're sure at least you can get a meal a day. All these things were possible because I had people that were helping me. That has always been my passion. I've always wanted to have so many children.
Oh, okay.
My husband just wanted one, but we had two.
Oh.
So I wanted a minimum of 8. My mom had 6.
Wow.
My grandmother had 13. So I said, okay, let me have 8 at least.
Okay.
And my husband. So when I couldn't get that dream, you know, done, and
you had to channel it.
so when I just got them, they were my children. You can see, some of them were so young, 16. And, you know, they'll just come to you, they'll cry. This person said this. And you're like, you're in the university. This person said something. Is that why? But you won't say it like that because he or she will not come back to you again. So it's involved a lot of sacrifice. So that's one of the things. There's a limit to what the university can do. They're already helping indigent students. Some of these students find it difficult to go and register to get those things done. So they just come to their course advisor, or sometimes some of my students will come to me and say, this person has this problem. I know she has not told you, but because we're in the same cluster, because you have to be responsible for everybody in your cluster. So I said, let me tell you. So I just want to use this opportunity to beg the federal government to do something. Because I know other lecturers, it's sad when you see your students, they're hungry. There was one that fainted one time in science. And when he was revived and taken to the medical center, he said he had not eaten for 3 days. Wow. My heart bled. So if there was someone that he could go to, at least eat once a day. Because that's one thing I try to do. Even if I can't solve everybody's problem, but at least you eat once a day.
That's true.
No matter how small. So we just bring the food, we share. Sometimes when there are many, I'll tell them, no, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm fine. I've eaten. They'll say, Mommy, eat. I say, no, eat. I'll drink water. I'll tell them, no, I'm fine. Not because I'm fine, but because I know when I get home, there's food for me to eat. Yes. This might be all they might be able to eat today. So the university is trying. The VC is doing a lot of work. But I think the federal government should step in. Especially when lecturers are well paid. How much are we getting? How much are the lecturers actually getting? Some of them can't even pay their children's fees. Wow. Some of them can't do, their take-home can't take them home. So they can't even help these children. There's a limit to, you can't give what you don't have. So that's just, so I think the university is good, but the federal government has to step in.
Okay, so I think I get you there. And, you know, you mentioned in the part where the federal government should also do something to the payment of the lecturers. I think this is going to direct me into this next one, and which is going to make me ask that, what are the biggest obstacles preventing lecturers from being more involved in mentorship, and, you know, how can these barriers be overcome?
The things preventing them.
Yeah, you know, you mentioned the part where some lecturers would want to do, but then their take-home doesn't take them on. So that's why I said, let me ask this.
What is preventing them? Like I said, you can't give what you don't have. It's the mental state is also one thing. It's difficult. I always tell people I'm not a typical example of a federal university lecturer in Nigeria. I'm not. My kids are grown. My siblings are there to help. My husband does everything to make me stay back in the profession.
Okay.
And so they are the ones bankrolling all these things. By the time I pay one person's school fees, it's finished. So it's you can't give the mental state. Some of these lecturers, you see 2-3 people staying in a room here in Bariga, and their family staying in Ikorodu. How stable can that kind of person be? How?
So you mean lecturers are staying in these conditions?
Yes. Yes, because they can't be coming from Ikorodu, they can't be coming from Sangota every day. So they stay 2-3 lecturers in a room.
Wow.
And on Friday, they go back. Monday, they come. How? What do you expect? What do you expect? They are trying their best. They are doing everything they can. But when it comes to finances, what they can't give you, what they'll do, they'll preach everything, they'll do everything, help. But when it comes to that thing that would really endear the students to you, make them come back. You know, when you solve people's problem, not just preaching, everything will be fine, and you do this, you do that. Sometimes I have to give some people some stipend to teach them. Please, can you help? They did this and they said they don't understand it. And I will get someone, maybe a postgraduate student. I'll say, please, can you just give us like 1 hour to explain this to these children? And when they finish, I just, oh, thank you for coming. 5,000, 10,000. Where is a lecturer that earns 150,000 get that kind of money? When he has 2 mouths to feed, he has his rent to pay, he has bills. So, and when you do all those things, the students, I think all this is because they tried their best to make sure that my efforts were not in vain. So that's just it. Everybody tried. If not for the collaborative effort of the people in their other students, they wouldn't have made this 5.0. They wouldn't have made it. It's very easy to sleep.
Yeah, very well.
69 AB is all that takes you out of 5.0. I think the best graduating female in my class, Agomo, I think she had 1B or so. And that was what dropped her.
Wow.
So these are the things. So once, just a B, just 1 mark is enough. But the others were always, you know, they were like, this is our hope. We have to do something. We have to get there. We call ourselves the Alpha Helix class.
Wow.
So we want the Alpha Helix class, people to know about us. We want, so it is a we thing. It is not Harun or Samuel. It is we. We have made 5.0. We have made history. Our class has done it. We have done what we don't even know when that record will be broken. Because it's not an easy feat. Yes.
Very true.
So it's everybody there. It's a we thing. So the lecturers, it's the federal government should just help and make things easy for everybody. You cannot solve, but at least you can't. For 20 years after getting a PhD, you're not earning up to 600,000.
Wow.
Oh,
that's something serious.
Yeah,
That's something serious. And now, some argue that mentorship is not the lecturer's job, and that students should be independent. How do you respond to that, considering your own experience?
No, I don't agree with that. Mentorship should be every lecturer's job.
Okay.
It should not just the course advisor. It should be every lecturer's job. Maybe for those abroad, but we are Africans, for crying out loud.
Okay.
We live in a society where, at least when we were growing up, you're everybody's child.
That's true.
You're everybody's child. Your parents might not be there, but you cannot do certain things because you know that this person's mother is watching and so it's something. It's everybody's job. Who will do it? You have to teach them. You teach them. You mentor them. You help them. You show them the way. That's what mentorship is. For this job. See, academics in Nigeria, I don't think it's something that's glamorous. The pay is nothing to write home about. You have to have that empathy to be there. You have to. Because for you to impart that knowledge, you have to come down to their level. You have to understand. You don't just, I tell people, I don't just teach for you to pass or for you just for you to, but for you to understand it. You have to understand it. So you have to know, you have to mentor, you have to know the students. You have to know what they understand and know the best way to even impart that knowledge. So it is everybody's job. Everybody. Even the cleaners. Everybody. Once they come into the university, mentorship is everybody's duty. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And finally, if there's one thing both students and lecturers should learn from the story of these two 5.0 CGPA graduates, what would it be?
Resilience. Hard work. You have to work hard. Like I always tell people, the view is better from the top. It's not easy to get there, but when you get there, imagine yourself on a skyscraper, you see everything. The view, to climb to that place, if there is no lift, is not easy. But the higher you go, the cooler it becomes. So that's it. They have to work very hard and make very conscious effort to make it. You just have to be focused, be conscious of it, make conscious effort and make it. It's doable. At least they've shown that it's doable.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, it's doable.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
And this is where we would be taking it to a close on the news review on Unilag TV. Thank you very much for joining us, Dr. Onyekachi, once more. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And to you also, thank you for listening to the news review on Unilag TV. You can do well to follow us on our social at Unilag on TV. My name is Adeola Adebakin. Bye for now.